Right, hey guys. I said I wasn't going to do this for a while, but I've decided as my skin's pretty good, I can get away with it. It's the wear and compare of the Avon Ideal Flawless Invisible Coverage and of the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. They are both SPF 15 and they both hold 30ml. They are both pretty much the same shade, so we will see. And ignore the child in the background. The brush I'm going to use is a Younique liquid foundation brush, which has got a little hole there. So I'm just going to get one pump into there. Okay, just pop them there for now, Chloe. And I'm just going to put a couple of dots on this side. So we've got Ideal Flawless on this side of my face. So as you can see, it kind of goes in there, and then I've got no primer on either to make this a lot fairer, but I will go over this with a translucent powder just to set it. I'm just double checking my mirror to make sure I'm blending this out well. Because I'm apparently not. So there is half of my face done with the Avon Ideal Flawless. I'm now going to go over and do the MAC. Again, I'm going to use one pump. One thing I have noticed is this gives a bigger pump than this. I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to do a couple of dots all over my face. I'm going to grab my mirror and I'm going to just blend this in.
I can't shut it.
Okay, Chloe darling, let me do it for you in a minute. And I'm just going to blend all this in like I did before. One thing I can say is the MAC does have a very distinct, quite strong smell to it.
Help me.
I will do in a minute, baby, hang on. Let me just do this. You shouldn't be playing with...
Hold it.
Okay, I've got it. So there is the MAC side now done. As you can see, they are both very, very good in colour. And like I said, I'm using the Younique's liquid foundation brush, which has a lovely little hole there to put your foundation, and it blends lovely. So what I'll do is, I will now leave now. Oh, I will quickly set my face actually. And then I will come back to you in a couple of hours and just let you know exactly what it is. The brush that I'm using for this, just to put my foundation on, well, the pressed powder, is Lottie London. I think it was the blusher brush. And I'm using Rimmel Clear Complexion to set my foundation, and I've got that in translucent. So today I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to be pottering around the house with my daughter. So I will come back to you in a few hours and we will see exactly what it is. Now it is roughly about 10 o'clock, so I will come back in a few hours. See ya. Hey guys, it is now coming up to 1 o'clock, so I've worn the two foundations for 3 hours. Thought I'd do a quick update for you. So first we'll do the Ideal Flawless, which was on this side of my face. So I'll just take off my glasses and I'm going to look in my mirror, as cameras do lie. So just looking where my glasses have been, I can see that it has kind of bunched up a little bit, but I can smooth that out really, really easily. And it still looks like I've got foundation on. It's all stayed really well. The colour hasn't changed. It has slightly bunched up under my eyes. And it has bunched in my eyelid. I'm not any more greasy than I was. It does seem to have gone a bit bunched up here, but I do have a little bit dry skin there. And my oily under eyes aren't that bad. There's a little bit showing through, but it's more dewy than really horrible and oily. And my forehead hasn't started to oil yet. So the Ideal Flawless has gone well. Something I didn't say about both these foundations are they are a medium to full coverage. Now I know I didn't say that before, I actually forgot, but my daughter's downstairs. It's easy to say. So Ideal Flawless is doing well. Going over and looking on the MAC side, again it has bunched up a bit here, which is where my glasses were. I'm not going to smooth that out. I don't feel any oiliness. Okay, I got a tiny bit here, but not as much as on the Avon side. My spots are still quite well covered. I've got no oiliness on my nose. On both sides it has stayed really well. No crusting or sliding off. Again, with my forehead, the spots are still covered like they were before. No oiliness and no obvious crusting. I got a little bit here around my nose, and I didn't on this side. I do have a little bit of crusting around here, but I don't have any here. Yeah, still stayed well on my chin. So for the MAC, again, it stayed very, very well. I've only got very slight crusting and oiling. And I did notice with the MAC that the smell, it had quite a strong smell to it. The smell did stay for about an hour after, and it was very, very strong. I'm guessing it's just the MAC smell, but it was quite strong. I can't even describe the smell. It smells quite chemically. So that is quite a down point for that. And I didn't actually smell this one. I didn't notice the smell, but I'll open it and give it a whiff. Okay, yeah, this does have a very slight, smells like a florally clean, like just a shower kind of smell. This one does pump out, the pumps are a lot more with this one. I mean, I could probably do one pump with this and do my whole face for about a light to medium coverage. With this one, if I just did the one pump, I would probably only be able to do half of my face, light to medium coverage. So this one, you don't get as much out per pump, which some people like, some people don't. This one you get more pumps out. I would probably need to use 1.5 pumps to do a whole face medium coverage, whereas I'd probably have to do 2 pumps, maybe even 2.5 for the same effect. I'm not quite sure about how long these two are meant to last. I think they're about 8 to 10, that's normally average. But there's been no oxidization, there's very minimal oil coming through, very minimal creasing has happened. I was expecting it around my glasses because I have never found a foundation, 1 that's light enough to not do it, and 2 that doesn't actually do it. So that's my quick review. They are both, at the moment, still level pegging. This one retails for £12, but is normally around the £6 range, depending on what catalogue you're on. This, I'm pretty sure, was £22. Plus, in the UK, because I'm sorry guys, I will be putting this on YouTube as well, it's £22. So there is quite a price difference between the two. There's 50% difference between the two, pretty much. But they are level pegging, which I thought might happen. Because this, I will admit, is one of my favourite foundations. It's cheap and it does the job. I do love MAC because I do find it has a slightly fuller coverage and the colour matches me perfectly. This is slightly too pink. The colour of this one is called light pink, so it's slightly more pinky than I prefer. This one is NW10, which is that one, that's a cool toned one. So, but I mean, you can't tell the difference between the two. So I'll come back to you probably now in 3 hours again. 3-4 hours again. Come back to you at 4 o'clock, which is when I probably will take off my makeup. And I will do a final review of these two and see which one does come out on top, to see if it's actually worth spending the money and buying high end, or if it's worth going to your local Avon representative or me and buying the Avon. So I will come back to you, like I said, in a couple of hours and we will see. See you later. Right, back again now for the last update of the day. And again, I'll take off my glasses and just check. We'll start with the Avon side. Again, it's gone a bit funny around my nose where my glasses have been sat. It didn't bunch up under my eyes. It didn't do anything silly up here again. That slight question has stayed, but I'm dry there and I do have a horrible spot. Hasn't really done much here. It has worn off slightly by my ear. Nothing around by my nose. And my forehead has got greasy. You can probably see I'm greasy here, here, and along here. A little bit come off my chin, but nothing to really whinge about. So that has lasted pretty well. Now on to the MAC side. By my nose, the creasing didn't get any worse. The oil is really starting to come through on my nose. Under my eye, a lot of it has actually disappeared right under here. I don't know if that's melted or what. Slight creasing, very, very subtle. Just in here, nothing to particularly worry about. Slightly come off here again. Has kind of bunched into my eyebrow a little bit. And I do have greasiness over my head. And it's bunched slightly here and a little bit here. But overall, both of these foundations have performed the exact same. To me, I don't see the point in spending £22 for this, when this has pretty much done the exact same job. If you like MAC, then stick with MAC, but if you haven't tried anything and wanted to, say, try a higher end foundation and was looking at MAC, I'd just go straight for the Avon, to be honest. I can't see any difference. I'm oily here like I am with both sides. It's come off my chin on both sides. The whole of my forehead is oily and under my eyes is oily. It's come off in the same places. The coverage is pretty much the same. To me, it's the same foundation. The only downside is if you look both of them like I do, this smell is really subtle and doesn't smell bad. This has got a very, very distinct, horrible smell, personally, and it stayed for an hour. So out of these two, I would pick Avon. I was kind of a bit upset. I was hoping that the MAC would do better at high end, and I do quite like high end. But in this case, Avon actually won for me, just because they've both wear and compared the exact same. What's the point in spending £22 for this when the £12 one has done exactly the same job? Obviously, if you're using, say, the MAC Studio Fix powder, you might get a different result. Or if I was using the Ideal Flawless powder, I might have got a different result. But didn't use any primers, and I used the same setting powder once, all over my face, just to keep it fair. So for me, they both do exactly the same job. And if you want to save a bit of money and maybe buy, say, some more higher end eyeshadows or lipsticks, then buy your Avon. Right, thank you for watching, guys, and I will be doing a Younique video shortly. Well, when my actual delivery arrives. And I'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks' time. See ya.